Now let's discuss about the center-state relations, how the state and central government relations. Restructuring the center-state relations is one more way in which federalism can be strengthened in practice. So how the constitutional arrangements for sharing power work in reality depends to a large extent how the ruling parties and leaders follow these arrangements. So how the central and state government relations work out in a federalism. We know that power is divided between the central government or the union government and the state governments. So for a long time the same party ruled both at the center and in most of the states. We know that after independence continuously for a long time Congress ruled, International Congress ruled many of the states and even central government for long time. So this meant that the state government did not exercise the rights as autonomous federal units. We know that if there are both states and central government has the same party. So mostly state governments do not exercise their autonomy, and instead they follow the policies adopted by the central government. So the ruling party and when the ruling party at the state level was different. Now we know that central government is BJP government. In Maharashtra we have other government, other party, not BJP. So when there are different parties in the center and the state, the parties that ruled at the central tried to understand the power of the states. In those days, the central government would often misuse the constitution to dismiss the state governments that were controlled by rival parties. This undermined the spirit of federalism. That means mostly even central government misused the constitutional power earlier so that they might have dismissed the state government also. Now all this changed significantly after 1990s. In 1990 onwards, these changes have made many changes occurred. This period saw the rise of regional parties. Many of the states, we know that regional parties in Maharashtra, Shiv Sena, MNS, like that. In Tamil Nadu, AIADMK, like that. Many different regional parties in West Bengal. We know that Trinamool Congress, like that. Regional parties became stronger, and all over India many regional parties emerged stronger. This was also the beginning of the era of a coalition government at the center. We know 1990 onwards, no major parties are getting single parties, no single parties are getting majority in the elections. So that a coalition government had to be set up. What is coalition government? When there is no single party got a clear majority in the Lok Sabha, the major national parties had to enter into an alliance with the many parties, including several regional parties, to form the government at the center. We know that in the center also now BJP is not a single party there. Mostly NDA, National Democratic Alliance it is. They united. If single party does not get majority, the major party who got the highest number of votes, and they will gather the smaller parties, other parties who are the highest number of votes, and they will gather these parties together. So many parties, even from the states also, which are some regional parties, will join together to form the government. For best example, we can say in Maharashtra, there is no single party. BJP did not get previous government was formed by BJP only. But we know in this recent election, BJP could not get majority. So Shiv Sena and Congress joined together and formed an alliance. This alliance is ruling the government or formed the government, that is called a coalition government. More than one party, or one party or two or other parties together form the government, which is called a coalition government. So this is a new culture or power sharing and respect for the autonomy of the state governments, so that in the state also central government cannot interfere in this matter also. If the state government has different parties, they can form the government without the help of the central government in the state government. So this trend was supported by a major judgment of the Supreme Court that made it difficult for the central government to dismiss the state government in an arbitrary manner, so that individually the central government cannot dismiss the state government because it is formed by the major regional parties, not the central government party, not followed the same party of the central government. Thus, federal power sharing is more effective today than it was in the early years after the constitution came into force. Now, federal power sharing is more effective today. We know that earlier it was mostly central government took major decisions and state governments had to follow. Now the things are different. State governments are utilizing their constitutional provisions and they have autonomy, provisional autonomy or regional independence for the formation of the states.